my home church asked me to do a wedding cake presentation for a mother-daughter banquet that they were having, and so I did some sort of a presentation with it, and it was very choppy at the time, but it gave me the idea that this would be a really good ministry to be able to talk about how it is God's hand working in and through us, and how He's actually designing this masterpiece for His glory.
To guide you every hour in the moments of heartbreak, let me show you my great love.
My name is Henrikson, and I have been doing cakes for just about over 30 years. And I started doing cakes because I guess my grandmother was my biggest inspiration, because she would do the cakes for our parties, and I always loved seeing the creative things that she would do. And since I'm an artist and I love to bake, and seeing what my grandmother could do, that just kind of spurred me on to want to do the same thing. And I believe it's a gift that the Lord has given me, and through these cake talks, I feel like I'm being able to give back to Him what He's blessed me with. As I'm doing it, I'm sharing my story of what I've been through. This whole thing kind of birthed through a very painful experience I went through as a young adult. And from there, I have been able to see all the pieces of how God has put my life together. And it's so perfect in a tiered cake, all the different seasons of life. And there are hard times, the beating and the being put into a boundary, which is the cake pan that's put into an oven. And then God knows the just perfect amount of time, and then there's times of blessings and filling up, which is the filling time, and that's exactly what's happened in my own life. So that's how I've weaved it together into a cake talk.
And I will be your light when the way ahead is dark.
The Bible says that we are to count it all joy when we experience various trials. This cake talk is just kind of a way to help people to see how, kind of a unique picture to see how we can count it all joy. Because as we fix our eyes on Jesus, which is Hebrews 12:1, then we can live this life in a way knowing that His hand is actively involved and lovingly involved in creating the masterpiece. And it helps to embrace the pain rather than to reject it and be bitter about it. So that's what I hope to accomplish with this cake talk, is to help people embrace the sufferings that they go through, and that it's a good thing, because God is at work. That's really the purpose of it, is to be an example of Christ, and how Jesus came to lay down His life for His people, whom He loves and whom He's designed to be this masterpiece. And so that's where I put a cross on top. And then the cake is to be cut and served for the glory of its maker and the blessing of others. I have been doing cake talks for about 12 years, and I have done it for several different audiences. I've done it for, I've had young people, I've had all ages of women, usually it's women, because it's very popular to do for mother-daughter banquets, usually around Mother's Day. But nothing says a man can't benefit from the talk too. If it was like a couples event or something like that, because we all go through the trials, and everybody loves to eat cake.
Let me show